Hi, I'm Paul Battaglia, and this is section 11.2, Vectors in Space. I have Gabe and Brittany with me here today, and they're going to help us transition the students from section 11.1, three-dimensional coordinate system, into vectors. So, Brittany, why don't you start us off?
All right, so the students are going to look at these properties, and they're going to see from chapter 6, aren't these the same? They look very similar.
Right.
And I'll say, yeah, they are. The only difference is now we have another dimension, so we have another variable.
Right.
So magnitude's almost the same. You know,
Right.
we still have magnitude, we still have direction, and we still have the dot product.
Fine dot product, right, okay. Gabe, talk to us a little bit more about some of the other more intricate things that they're going to discover.
Sure. So along with what Brittany was saying, a lot of the concepts in Chapter 6 reoccur here. So for instance, we'll see unit vectors, which are important for later concepts.
Okay.
We'll see the angle between two vectors.
Yep.
We'll talk about parallel and perpendicular vectors, or orthogonal vectors.
Sure.
And just something that I like to make my students aware of is when we're talking about parallel vectors, they might start to think, okay, well, two lines are parallel if they don't intersect, so two vectors must be parallel if they don't intersect.
Right.
But when we're working in 3 dimensions, that's not necessarily the case. So I like to just reinforce the idea that two vectors are parallel in 3 dimensions when they have the same direction.
Correct. And one of the things that you might also want to do with your students is focus a little bit more on the unit vector. It's not one of those things where, if you glance over it real quick, you think, oh, I'm okay, we're fine. But the unit vector is going to play a really, really big role in some future concepts that we're going to see. I hope these tips have been helpful for you. You find much success in section 11.2.